fellow plant killers and fellow plant lovers. I know you've all killed plants before. Welcome to my plant funeral. Hey guys, welcome back to Millennial Planter. I'm Marina, the Millennial Planter, and hopefully one of your favorite Millennial Planters. Today, I am sharing with you all of the plants, well, at least the ones that I can remember, all the plants that I've killed in 2020. I am kind of making this a tradition to share this. Did plants I killed in 2019, and now here we are in 2020 and I've killed more plants. Did I see this coming? Not really. I was hoping, you know, the more experience I've had with owning plants, it's been about 3 years now, you know, I would hope that I would get better and not kill as many plants, but that's not the case. It's 2020. That's all I've got to say. So let's get on into the video. Unfortunately, I don't know if I have any pictures to share of these plants. I think some of them I do, so I will definitely stick them in the video somewhere. First, we are going to start off with 2 air plants that I killed. Not 1, but 2. And I also killed some more in 2019, so I'm not even going to count the air plant. I'm still somehow managing keeping 1 alive, and that's because I never water it. Literally, I never water the plant and it's alive. So there you have it. If you're struggling with keeping your air plants alive, just try never watering them. Next is a plant I cannot keep alive to save my life, at least this specific variety, and that is, this is kind of embarrassing to say, but that is the Aglonema Silver Bay. I love this Aglonema so much. I think it's so pretty, but the first one I had, I actually re-gifted to a friend because I just kept losing leaves and the leaves were just so sad looking and I didn't understand why. I give it to my friend and it's doing great. I honestly, I don't know what that's about. Aglonemas are supposed to be the easiest plants and I've still managed to not make it happy. The second one I had just continuously had curled leaves. It eventually bit the dust. So honestly, I have no clue what that's about. I don't know what Aglonemas have against me, but they're not welcomed in my house anymore, along with air plants. And speaking of sad plants, I managed to kill a whalefin sansevieria. I think I just don't do well with plants that don't require a lot of water. I am a bit of a helicopter plant parent. So the good news about the whalefin sansevieria is that I managed to keep its baby, but I rotted the mom, which really truly broke my heart. I kind of saw the yellowing at the tip, and then over time it just got worse and worse, and I eventually looked at it and the whole mom was just rotted. Basically, whenever I watered it, the water at the top just stayed there where the mama was, and so she broke off and just died. Thankfully, I still have the baby. The baby is smaller than the mom, so that's a bummer, but at least the plant is still alive and she trusted me enough with her child. I hope I don't kill it again. The next plant in 2020 that I killed, and I do not blame myself on this one. Actually, I blame the nursery, but that is none other than a freaking ZZ Zenzi. How do you kill a ZZ plant? I had this plant for a couple months. Well, first, let me start by saying when I purchased this plant from Pike Nurseries, it was very watered and it was in very heavy cocoa coir mix, peat moss mix soil. And we all know that that really retains water, and ZZ plants in general just don't like a lot of water. And you know, I got a couple yellowing leaves, then I split it off and I shared it with a friend, and I noticed when I split it that the rhizomes just didn't look the best, but it didn't look too bad. So I just kept the plant and I tried to keep it dry, and I watered it probably 2 or 3 times over the whole couple months that I had it. But you know, I noticed one day that it just was not looking good, unplanted it, and the rhizomes were just like balloons, like deflated balloons. And I really just think it was overwatered from the nursery. It wasn't my fault. I'm really sad about it. I don't know. I know Pike Nursery, the one by me, still carries them. And I really don't know if I'm going to get one again because I really loved the Zenzi so much. But I know that if I get it from there, it's probably going to have a chance of being overwatered and rotting on me again. So I don't know. I don't know. I might just go back and get it. Who knows? I will let y'all know and keep you updated if I ended up getting another one from there. But ZZ Zenzi, I hope you rest in compost peacefully because I loved you so much. So next we have another Sansevieria because I just love to kill plants. This one was also another one of my favorite Sansevierias. It was called Seafoam, or I think Night Owl Sansevieria. It was one of those bird nest cultivars that you just get from Home Depot and Lowe's. So I'm really hoping I could find another one there. But honestly, I think my problem with this one is that it was severely underwatered, which is surprising for me. I know. Probably my only underwatered plant on this list, but I looked at it the other day and the whole plant was completely yellow, so I had to toss it. And that was a real bummer. And now the last two plants I'm going to share with you are probably the saddest ones in this list, and I don't know how I'm going to get past it, to be honest. But first, it wasn't too bad because this first one was a cutting, and I shared it on my channel as plants I was currently propagating, and it was the Hoya Sunrise. I'm so mad because in that video I talked about how well I was doing with sphagnum moss propagations and how I wasn't rotting plants anymore because I always rotted plants in moss. And literally a week later, after I finished filming that video, I go and I check my propagations and there's the Sunrise. Black and moldy and mushy, and oh my god. My heart is still broken, if I'm being honest. The worst part about it is that it had a little tiny baby root. And I was so proud because I feel like once your plants have roots, even the smallest bit of roots, it's good. You're on the up and up, you know, like your plant's going to do amazing. But no, my plant rotted. I'm still so mad about it. Yeah, so I still really want a Hoya Sunrise, and I hope I can get my hands on one soon because Hoya prices are just crazy right now. And hopefully I have learned from my mistakes and I won't rot it again. So the last and final plant on this list, and I'm sure these aren't the only plants that I've killed in 2020, but the one that is the saddest is a Philodendron gloriosum. I know what you're thinking, Marina. How did you kill a gloriosum? And I don't know. I mean, I do know. So what happened was this plant, it was so beautiful, and I got it from a really awesome person here in the Atlanta plant community, and she cut it and she made sure it was healthy for me, and it even had some baby roots. And it was just this big, glorious, velvety, heart-shaped leaf. It was, when you think of a gloriosum, it was that leaf. It was beautiful. Somewhere along the process of it acclimating to my house, which makes a lot of sense because plants are more prone to pests when they are acclimating, but it got spider mites and I didn't realize it. And when I realized it, it was kind of too late. The plant, the leaf was a new leaf, and so when it got spider mites, it never hardened off. I managed to get rid of the spider mites, thank God, but the plant was just really floppy, and I had to have a stick in it constantly to keep it upright. And I feel like over time it just got floppier and floppier and floppier, and I was over it. I was like, I am tired of this big floppy beautiful leaf. I feel bad, but I cut it. I trusted myself enough to propagate a wet stick, and what happened to that stick? It rotted. I rotted the stick. Eventually, you know, it had a little spike, the stump had a little spike, and the spike rotted, and I was just like, great. So I cut the spike off, and then eventually the stick rotted, and I just gave up all hope. It was hard, and I still am very hurt by the fact that I killed it. I don't trust my skills enough to do another wet stick propagation, even though I'm currently propagating 3 wet sticks. But it hurt nonetheless. My heart is still shattered on the floor in pieces over that gloriosum, but I do have some good news. I actually have another one. And it's growing. It's a baby. It's so tiny, but it's growing. This is a new leaf here. And if you look really closely and you strain your eyes just right, you can see a little bit of new growth there at the bottom, and that new growth I did on my own. So I feel like I'm on the up and up with the gloriosums. I don't want to jinx myself, but I've given the plant another chance. I was lucky enough to swap with another really awesome person in the Atlanta plant community. We did a swap and she gave me this baby, and I am just over the moon happy because I love gloriosums so much, and I just couldn't figure out why that plant just went so horribly wrong. But here we are with a baby, and one day I will have another beautiful big gloriosum leaf. But until now, we just have this, and I am so perfectly happy with it and so perfectly content, because one day I will be looking back at this video and no longer crying over that big floppy leaf that died, because I will have my own big, not floppy, beautiful velvety leaf. So there you have it, folks. There is all my dirty laundry out in the open. I try to share as many struggles as I can with everybody, because plant owning is not always perfect. We all kill plants. Even if you see somebody out there with all the plants, they have killed plenty. I will promise you that. So share your plant woes with me and your plant sadness. What's one plant that you have just not gotten over that you killed? Just let me know. Let me know that I'm not alone. And yes, killing plants is really sad, and it's something that, you know, you can't really get over because you get so mad at yourself. And just when you think your plant skills are really good, you go and you kill a plant, and then you're just so mad at yourself. But it'll be okay, I promise you. Give that plant another try. Maybe it'll do better this time, or maybe it won't. I mean, either way, they're learning lessons. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you all will give it a thumbs up if you found it helpful, or if you liked it a little bit. I don't know. I hope you all are staying safe, sane, and healthy. I hope you all are enjoying Plantmas, and I will see you all in my next video.